Hello, welcome in to the Ultimate Florida Sports Show. I'm Chris Porter alongside my guy, the man, can do what he wants to do. I like it, Evan Closky.
Look, we have a great show for you. I don't need a suit jacket.
You don't.
Look, we're rolling up our sleeves here.
Roll them
Gonna
up.
look a little bit different. And look, we have some big hires made in the NFL affecting the Sunshine State. Carson Beck comes oh so close to hoisting the championship trophy. Plus, a Jacksonville product is heading to the NFL Honors Award show, and he ain't on the Jags. But first, let's start in Tampa Bay with the spicy stuff. D. Orlando Ledbetter, a Falcons beat writer, wrote an article recently about how new head coach Kevin Stefanski had a, quote, dumpster fire at quarterback in Cleveland, said Baker Mayfield was a failure.
Ooh.
Well, Baker got a sniff of that and responded on X saying, quote, failed is quite the reach, pal. Still waiting on a text/call from him after I got shipped off like a piece of garbage. Can't wait to see you twice a year, coach.
Ooh.
Oh, snap.
Okay.
I don't even think there were any quotes from Kevin Stefanski in the article, but sign me up for the receipts. Sign me up for the petty. Sign me up for the animosity. Just like Ben Johnson in the Packers moment from a couple of weeks ago, this is the stuff that makes sports fun. Not to mention the Buccaneers just hired Zach Robinson as their new offensive coordinator. So we got the former Atlanta OC coming to Tampa Bay. And I will say on that front, Chris, I kind of like the hire. I think Robinson was a bit limited with what he can run as he had a hobbled Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr. under center. If Baker Mayfield is running the pistol offense next season, I take it all back. But, man, factor in the stuff of what's happening in Buffalo as well, and we have an NBA-like offseason with this drama already.
All I want to see is Stefanski and Baker Mayfield go head-to-head before the season starts. Talk your talk. Talk it, Baker. You know I like drama, Evan. Here in the 904, now that the dust has settled and our emotions are beginning to subside, what a 2025 season for Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence, and that 8-game win streak he led to close out the regular season. Liam Cohen is exactly who we thought he was when Shad Khan hired him a year ago. Cohen came in and did for Trevor what he had done for Baker Mayfield in his only season as the Bucs OC in 2024, and that's helped T-Law evolve into an elite quarterback. Never had we seen QB 16 so in control of the offense. Never had we seen on a consistent basis T-Law throw with so much conviction, confidence, accuracy, and touch. In fact, Trevor spread the wealth around. He had 3 wide receivers, 3 different ones, with more than 700 yards receiving in 2025. And Trevor's college teammate and current running back, brother-in Travis Etienne, said it's time for Trevor to start talking that talk.
Biggest thing for him is just let his nuts hang, I guess. Just be cocky, you know, man. Just stop caring what people think. In reality, just don't give a damn, man. You're the man. Like, just go out there and be yourself, make plays, and just play fearlessly and with reckless abandonment.
There's a bunch of steps that I took in the right direction this season. I think the consistency, accuracy, you know, pocket movements, I'd say extended plays, some of those things are some improvements that I wanted to make, and I did.
Trevor has the opportunity to rack up some hardwood. The AP named Trevor a finalist for both the Most Valuable Player and Comeback Player of the Year awards after missing 7 games last season and undergoing off-season shoulder surgery. Trevor finished 3rd in the NFL in total touchdowns, 5th in passing TDs, 6th in passing yards, and tied for 2nd in rushing TDs among NFL quarterbacks. Also, the AP named his head coach, Liam Cohen, a finalist for the Coach of the Year award. You know, listen to Travis Etienne. Is that what you're doing right now without the jacket, just letting it hang? Is that what you're doing, Evan? Let me know.
I don't know what to say about that, but I will say just excellent seasons from Liam, from Trevor, from so many there in Jacksonville. As for life in the collegiate ranks, Indiana is your national champion. I still can't believe I'm saying that. Right next to Leicester City in the English Premier League. This might be the craziest coaching job we have ever seen in sports history. And I know NIL and the portal, you know, levels the playing field a little bit, but this is Indiana. They won their first bowl game this season since 1991. There was no worse collegiate football program in the country 2 years ago. Fernando Mendoza was a Heisman for a reason. He will certainly be the first pick in the upcoming NFL draft. Kurt Cignetti also proves to never put limits on your goals.
We're 16-0.
16.
National champions at Indiana University, which I know a lot of people thought was never possible. It probably is one of the greatest sports stories of all time.
I don't know if Kurt can really say that. I feel like that's something that we should be saying.
Right.
But anywho, Indiana didn't go 16-0 with a bunch of 4 and 5 stars. But I will say they did go 16-0 with a bunch of players who are grown men. I think many college teams moving forward are going to chase guys with starts, not stars, when it comes to the portal, Chris.
And no disrespect, some real grown men who, if we were going by the old rules, would already either be in the NFL or out of the game. Now, it's unfortunate, Evan, that one of these teams had to lose. And while the city of Jacksonville is home to Bulldogs, Seminoles, and Gators fans, we were all rooting for Jacksonville native and Mandarin alum Carson Beck Monday night. The stage was set for Beck to do what he had done the week before against the Rebels of Ole Miss. Lead the Canes to a dramatic win over the Hoosiers. The drive started well, but it was one of the demons from Beck's past that showed up again with a national title on the line. He threw a costly interception that ended up costing the Canes their first national title since 2001.
You know, to end like that is hard. It's really tough, especially to battle the way that we did in the second half after not coming out too strong in the first half. But again, for a group that has faced so much adversity throughout the season, to face adversity early on again and battle our way back to even have that opportunity to have a chance to win the game at the end is says a lot about this team and about us, and just super proud of these guys and super thankful for them. And it really hurts and it's hard, the way that it ended.
Beck finishes his career with a record of 37-6 as a college starter. He's 23 and projected as a day 2 pick in the 2026 NFL draft, but could drop as far as the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah, 23. He hasn't been taking college classes for 2 years.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on in the sport, man. Back to the NFL, the Miami Dolphins sent Mike McDaniel packing and replaced him with former Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. Makes sense considering John Eric Sullivan is now the GM and comes from the same organization. This is a guy who led Boston College for 4 years before taking a step backwards to become a defensive coordinator in the NFL. During his time in Green Bay, the team ranked 9th in yards allowed per game, 6th in yards per play, and 8th in points allowed per game. Hafley is excited to get this organization back on track.
I learned how to win, and unfortunately, I've taken some losses. But what I've learned, I'm going to get back up every single time. And so are those people that are around me every single day. And in doing that, I've kind of had the core beliefs which we're going to instill in this football team.
You wonder if Hafley will recruit Malik Willis to be the next QB in Miami. If so, that would be a fun combo in South Beach.
Yeah, they got a lot of work to do. Roster's not good. I think they got some salary cap issues, so we'll just have to see how that all plays out. A pep rally Thursday morning at Mandarin High School as the school recognized one of its own, Bryson Wright, named the 2026 NFL Flag Player of the Year. The Mustangs held a send-off pep rally where Wright was recognized for his achievements and celebrated by his peers. Wright will officially receive the award in the NFL Honors on February 5th in San Francisco. Now, Wright went viral after he had a one-handed spectacular grab during the Flag Championships last July. It was the top play on SportsCenter as Wright led his Jaguars Elite 14U team to the Flag Football Championship. Wright told us he had no clue that catch would lead to winning the Flag Player of the Year award. He added, he also did not know that he'd hear from so many NFL players after making that catch. In fact, Wright says he got a call from his favorite NFL wideout, Odell Beckham Jr. He also talked about how his life has changed since he became a household name.
It's a little different.
How so?
Just people coming up to me asking for pictures or just asking, shaking my hand. It's just a blessing to be there and just have that at a very young age, because that's what a lot of kids want. But just knowing I got to stay humble and just keep going. It means a lot. Just my family, for sure, just keeping them first. Just they've been with me through this whole thing, never forgetting them. And then just supporting my city, just trying to show all the youngins that everything is possible if you just put your mind to it and just work hard. It's all possible.
Now, Evan, we're blessed to watch some of the best high school football players here in the Sunshine State, and to think this young man was just a sophomore this past high school football season. Insane. Our NFL insider, James Coleman, who is Wright's 7-on-7 coach, talks about Wright's talent, but he also raves about how humble this kid is. Before this past season, Wright was not talked about as much because he was in the shadow of now Michigan wide receiver and former 5-star wideout Jamie French Jr.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to be having a lot of offers. Meanwhile, Throughout the week, we have gotten a look inside Raymond James Stadium, where the NHL has started to build its ice rink for the big game on February 1st. The league is building a tent-like structure to protect the ice from the elements until game day. That's when they'll take everything down. The NHL says it is prepared for anything weather-wise, but rain is the ultimate enemy. So as long as that doesn't happen, the quality of the ice won't be an issue. Hopefully, Captain Victor Hedman will be able to return from injury for that contest, because he has had this game circled since it was announced.
Just looking around here, used to coming here to watch football, and now we're getting the chance to, play outside here. And yeah, from what I heard, it's going to be, a lot of people, obviously at the game. So yeah, it's going to be a dream come true.
We are expecting more than 70,000 fans inside Raymond James Stadium for this contest. It's going to be amazing, especially during Gasparilla weekend.
No rain. That's the number one thing.
No rain. Let's get the rain out of here. Into the heart of the game, we're staying in Raymond James Stadium, kind of, why Buccaneers fans should be excited about Emeka Egbuka's future in the Tampa Bay community.
Plus, Todd Golden, Florida Gators red hot, and they're getting it going at the right time ahead of the ultimate rush, while Coach Golden never wavered, even when his guards were having issues shooting early in the season. Time now for the Ultimate Rush. This is where we dig into some sexy topics affecting the Sunshine State and beyond.
And I also found my suit jacket.
You look good.
Really happy that someone came through for me. The only catch is we have 60 seconds to make our point, and I'm going to start us off with the Rays and their partnership with Hillsborough College. The Tampa Bay Rays have identified the future home of their team, and it's where Hillsborough College is located, which is right across from Raymond James Stadium and next to Steinbrenner Field. Rays CEO Ken Babby, many in Jacksonville know him, said this partnership with Hillsborough College is in the early innings, and now the real work begins. We have no idea on what the financing structure will be, so it's hard to deduce the validity of the spot moving forward. However, Hillsborough County Commissioner Ken Hagan said earlier this week he believes the team will either make this HCC site work or just take the team to Orlando. Look, it's the oldest trick in the book for a sports organization to threaten to leave town in an effort to get what it wants. However, I don't think this is a bluff. The Zalupski Group will not run things like the Sternberg Group, and the Trop lease is up in a few years. We are a long, long way from that, but it is something to be mindful of when all the politicians start getting involved very soon.
My guy Evan bringing the drama today. I like it. Jump ball, get it. Tuesday night in Gainesville. The rest of college basketball got another warning shot. The 16th ranked Florida Gators welcomed in the LSU Tigers. And don't get it twisted, folks. This is an LSU team that's a lot better than people give them credit for. The Gators used a 3-ball to seize control, but the story of the game came in the paint. The big man, Ruben Chinook, absolutely dominated. 15 points, 21 rebounds, which was his 4th straight double-double. That makes him the first Florida player to do that since David Lee back in 2005. Oh, by the way, he was named Oscar Robertson National Player of the Week on Wednesday. Todd Golden's squad has now won 5 straight as of this recording, with 3 of those victories coming against ranked opponents. Despite early season shooting struggles, Coach Golden never wavered, and now the Gators look like they're hitting their stride, just like they did a year ago this time. So college hoop fans, beware. Strong guard play, dominant bigs, that's a championship formula. And Florida might just be cooking up something special again, Evan.
Yeah, that front court is so good. It is going to come down to those guards, which have been progressing as the years gone on. Now to the heart of the game. This is where we go beyond the X's and O's and remind everyone why we fell in love with sports in the first place. This story is courtesy of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who shared it earlier this week. It's Emeka Egbuka meeting Nolan and his family during a rookie visit to the Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. Emeka heard the 10-year-old patient was a big fan and decided to spend some extra time with him. Threw around the football a little bit, even got him on the sidelines for the Week 18 matchup against the Carolina Panthers. Emeka Egbuka was named an Offensive Rookie of the Year finalist after his season. And we're not only excited to see what he has in store for us next year on the field, but also many years to come in the community. These guys have such a large platform, Chris. It's always awesome to see them use it for the power of positivity.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely love it. Jaguars great. Jimmy Smith opening up about his induction to the Black College Football Hall of Fame. I sat down with the receiver who shares how he felt the moment he got the news and why he thinks there's nothing like the HBCU experience.
Hey, Dad. I don't need you to be perfect.
I don't need you to be a superhero. I know you don't have it all figured out. Y eso está bien, porque eres mi papá. And that's enough.
And scientific study shows when my dad is involved,
Great things happen.
when test scores go up,
I'm less anxious.
I just become the best version of me.
For the first time since the announcement, Jaguars great Jimmy Smith is opening up about his induction into the Black College Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I sat down with Jimmy. We began our conversation with the moment he found out. And he also discusses why there's nothing like the HBCU experience.
I was extremely excited just to get another Hall of Fame under the belt.
You grew up in Mississippi. Tell me what made you decide back then that JSU was the place for you to go?
Well, I didn't have many D1 offers. The only D1 offers I had were local in Mississippi, and that was Southern Miss and Mississippi State. But my daddy went to Jackson State, and so I wanted to stay home and continue the tradition that my father has set and following his footsteps with Jackson State.
Now, we got some video of you in the monitor. One thing we do know is that you could move real good even when you made a big play.
Yeah.
Walk me back through that Delaware State game when you went off for 239 yards.
That was a big game. My senior year, I knew that it was probably about 13, 14 NFL scouts in the audience, in attendance that day. Delaware State, their secondary was ranked pretty high. I think it was top 5. We were in a battle. We lost the game, but I was able to put together a big performance in front of NFL scouts, which led me to become drafted by the Dallas Cowboys.
Being a graduate of an HBCU myself, the Fort Valley State University back home, legacy. Dad went there, mom, uncles, cousins all went there. Could you explain why the HBU experience is like no other?
Going to Jackson State HBCU, I tell you, it was like a huge family. I still talk to a lot of my colleagues today and teammates today. It was just a special time going to Jackson State. Walter Payton went there.
Yep.
Lynn Barney went there. Robert Brazile went there. Jackie Slater went there. So to have 4 Hall of NFL former NFL players there that are Hall of Fame is definitely exciting.
All of those names that you name, as you just said, were elite players. Was that the goal when you were there to make it to the NFL?
Definitely the goal.
Yeah.
And my motto is it doesn't matter where you go, it's what you do when you get there.
Yep.
W.C. Gordon was the head coach there. And he recruited like none other in the state, and we put together some championship teams.
You have an outstanding resume. What is this Black College Football Hall of Fame honor rank?
Right now, it's number 1 because it's the latest. It's the latest. I took great pride in being inducted into the Jackson State Hall of Fame. I took even greater pride being inducted into the Pride of the Jaguars.
Yes.
And now with the Black College Hall of Fame to go along with it, I'm extremely grateful for it.
Jimmy Smith, a.k.a. Thunder, is part of the 6-member class, and the induction ceremony will take place June 6th in Atlanta. Inductees will also be recognized at halftime of the HBCU Legacy Bowl in the Big Easy on February 21st.
Well-deserved. Love that from you, Chris. Thank you so much for sharing that. As for the last word, the Dodgers have made baseball fans mad again. Why a salary cap isn't the only thing that has to change entering the next CBA agreement. Time now for our last word, and I am going to talk about Kyle Tucker, the Tampa native signing with the LA Dodgers. Let me first say this. The Dodgers are doing nothing wrong, but it's also clear we are heading towards a lockout in 2027 because the owners, who are mostly all billionaires, by the way, have done a great job acting like they're poor. This isn't new. There have always been the haves and the have-nots in this sport. The Rays and Marlins are a pair of them. We just saw a 97-win team in the Brewers trade their ace for prospects because they didn't want to extend the guy. This is objectively the problem. It is a problem that the team doesn't have a collective media deal. So everyone is focused on the salary cap when it comes to the lockout. But nothing is going to change here with the financials of the sport unless major league owners come together like NFL owners and act as a collective unit in many more facets. And financially, with those media deals, that is a big one. So the regional sports networks, Chris, I think those might go by the wayside. We might see more like Netflix-y type of plans, Apple TV.
And we couldn't go without saying, Evan, I like the wardrobe change, like a good singer. The intermission, you changed up. Good stuff, my friend.